original millions of witnesses who saw the event with their own eyes. Among these original witnesses, there were many who were initiated in the science of those days in Egypt, many achievements of which are still baffling nowadays. Among them were philosophers and thinkers, as well as ignorant and uneducated persons, women and children of all ages, yet all of them reported the event and phenomenon connected with it without contradiction to one another. Such a fact is certainly indisputable. I don't believe that there's another fact which can match it for evidence and accuracy. To deny such a fact is anything but scientific. It is the very opposite of science. Parenthetically, it is unfortunate that the basic difference between the Jewish religion and those of others is so little known. For the Jewish religion is the only one that is not based on a single founder or a few, but is based on the divine revelation witnessed by all the people numbering several millions. This answers also Blank's statement that the acceptance of the Torah as being the only truth is dangerous, since its authors were only men, and as men they could not have been infallible. Jews accept the Torah precisely because it was given by God, not by man, and it was given in the presence of millions of people who had seen it and heard it with their own eyes and ears. This is why the Torah is the absolute truth, for God is absolute. Okay. Ultimately, however, I'll finish with this. If we find ourselves struggling with this idea, we probably need to delve a little bit more into Jewish texts and try to find the personal meaning and the relevance that they contain, is what you said earlier. For the person who sees the Torah as meaningful and inspiring will also be able to see from within that it resonates as true. Whereas one who finds no meaning in the Torah may struggle always to find, or will fight against the idea of its truth. So we need to spend time uncovering layer after layer of the inspiration and light from within Judaism and Torah, and because regardless, everybody here agrees that it is our heritage. I want to finish with the key points, but before I do, I want to make two announcements. Number one, tomorrow night we are having an event commemorating the Rebbe's 21st yahrzeit at the Jewish Community Center at 7 o'clock. Fascinating speaker. He's actually, I think, he is the president of Torah College, which, by the way, has expanded all over the country now. They have campus. By the way, they just got a medical school. They are in Los Angeles, in New York, in Chicago now, and they're working on Miami. So becoming a very large Jewish college. And he worked on the staff of Patrick Moynihan for many, many years and has fascinating stories from the insides of the Senate and Congress and fascinating things related to Jews behind the Iron Curtain and the release of the Jews from Russia and the Rebbe's involvement in all of that. And so I really strongly encourage all of you, if you can, to join. It will be interesting, it will be inspiring, and please come if you can, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Second announcement is that, and this was brought to me by Dr. Mervis. Dr. and Mrs. Mervis were last year at the JLI annual retreat. This year it's in Washington, D.C. It is an absolute smorgasbord of both food and entertainment and fascinating Jewish topics and lectures. There are over 70 speakers in the course of this weekend. At every and any given time, there are between 4 and 5 and 7 or 8 different lectures going on different topics in music and culinary arts and this and that and the other, and it's at a 5-star hotel. It's a really, really great retreat. I believe, again, the size of it might be daunting. There's over 1,000 people usually go, but I've heard amazing reports from all over the country from colleagues and friends who have taken people and who have gone, and it really, really is a great growth experience. For both in terms of a vacation as well as in terms of really learning about topics that you might be interested in. Please check it out. It's the 10th annual retreat this year in Washington, D.C. The dates are August 11th through 16th. If you want more information, please let me know, or go on jli.com, and you will find it. It really is a worthwhile endeavor. I want to finish with our key points tonight, and then we'll finish off, and then we'll take questions.
I just want to add that Lee Bojan from this shul is being honored at that convention. She is one of 9,000 C-teens that is receiving an award for...
All 9,000 are receiving the award?
No,
oh.
She is one.
She is one receiving the award. So we should go and support her.
Because she felt it was important to have a
Let's look at Nicolay High School.
And so she is,
She's
winning
the
this
C-Teen
award.
of the Year award. Great. Absolutely. Go ahead.
For thousands of years, our people have believed that God revealed himself to our ancestors and addressed them at Mount Sinai. Maimonides asserts that the historicity of this event is supported by the best possible evidence. The Bible repeatedly highlights that all the Jews who left Egypt, some 3 million strong, were present at Sinai and heard God speak. It is highly implausible that someone could falsely convince an entire nation that they themselves experienced a divine revelation. It is also unreasonable to assume that someone could falsely persuade an entire nation that all their ancestors experienced a divine revelation. The listeners would have refused to accept this, asserting that if it were true, they certainly would have heard of this from their parents. If someone single-handedly reminded the Jewish people of the Sinai event, this person would be considered a Jewish superhero and would be duly recognized in the record of Jewish history. The absence of such a figure negates the possibility of this having occurred. With the singular exception of Judaism, all religions begin with a single person or a small group claiming to have experienced a vision. These claims are conveniently unfalsifiable, but also unverifiable. The fact that no other religious group lays claim to a mass revelation highlights the uniqueness of the Jewish faith. It is unsound to hypothesize that the Sinai narrative began as a story of a revelation to a few that then snowballed into a story of mass revelation. If this were a possibility, it would have been replicated by others.
So I'll take questions in a minute. I know that Amy usually likes to come up over here and provide some kind of fun door prize. I just want to thank you all for participating in this. I enjoyed it. I hope you did. Next year, actually this summer, in late July, there will be information coming out. We have a seminar, a 3-hour seminar with lunch in the middle. It'll be a morning session and afternoon session on Judaism and the War on Terror. And we're going to take up 2 topics that have CLE credits from the Bar Association attached to them. The first one will be about the ethics related to bartering for hostages, paying for hostages. Today it's a really big topic. And second of all, the second half of that course will be about waterboarding, torture, extracting information with torture, and the Jewish view on all of that. So look out for it. Next year, we have 3 great courses for you. Among them is one on Judaism's view on the afterlife, the soul, reincarnation, all of those things. So look out for our three upcoming courses next year. In the meantime, wishing all of you a great summer, and I hope to see all of you tomorrow night. Good night.